These are sayings by the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. Next week's Torah portion is Parshas Vayera, when the end of this week's Torah portion, as God tells Abraham to circumcise himself. So Abraham is circumcising himself, and it says next week, as Abraham is like on the third day of after his circumcision, and appears to him what he thinks are guests, but it was really God. It was God. So it says, I'm sorry. They were really angels. They appeared. And before that, right before that, God appeared to him. That's the name of the next week's Torah portion. Vayera alav Hashem. That God appeared to Abraham. God appeared to him. When my father, this is the previous Rebbe speaking, when my father, who was the previous Rebbe, was the sixth Rebbe of Chabad, his father was the fifth Rebbe of Chabad, Rebbe Shalom Dober. When my father was 4 or 5 years old, he went to his grandfather, who was the Tzemach Tzedek, on Shabbat Vayera, and he started to cry. And he said, why did God, Vayera alav Hashem, he was only 4 or 5 years old. He comes to his grandfather and he says, I don't understand. Why did God, if God appears and he shows himself, so that's good, that's wonderful. But why doesn't he appear to me? Why did God show himself to our father Abraham, but he doesn't show himself to all of us? If God is just hidden and concealed, no, we understand it. You can't expect God to reveal himself. Maybe he has Moses and people like that, but God revealed himself to Abraham. Why doesn't he reveal himself to us? The Tzemach Tzedek says, when a tzaddik, a righteous, totally righteous Jew, decides at the age of 99 years old, that's when God told Abraham to circumcise himself, that he should be circumcised, that he should circumcise himself, then he deserves that God should appear to him. The simple meaning is that Abraham had served God with tremendous self-sacrifice for, let's say, since he was 3 years old. According to other opinions, when he was 40 years old. However it is, he served God for, let's say, at the very least, 50, 60 years. 60 years. Every moment was self-sacrifice. Every moment was a new adventure. Every moment was leaving his comfort zone. Every moment. At 99 years old, God said, okay, start again. Let's start from scratch. Circumcise yourself. Abraham said, oh, no problem. Sure. In other words, forget about everything you've done up to now. That's very nice. But now we're really starting. Circumcise yourself. Now you're going to say, it says, when a person is willing to leave all of his accomplishments and just to do what God wants, even if it's very painful, but to do what God wants, in order to do what God wants, a person like that, an attitude like that, is worthy of a revelation of God. Okay, that was today. Let's do tomorrow. Tomorrow is Shabbat. We will not meet on Shabbat. The Alter Rebbe used to say there's 4 dimensions of reality. Really, there's many more, but in general, there's 4 dimensions of reality. The lowest is this world. This is in general. This world, that's called Asiya. Then there's the world of the angels. That's called Yetzirah. It's a whole different dimension of reality. Then above that is the world of the souls. That's the world of Bria. Then there's the world of pure godliness. It's world, but it's pure godliness revealed. And that's called Atzilut, which we can't really describe what this is. Because how can there be a world of godliness? Pure revealed godliness. So Atzilut, it's not a creation. There's no creations. There's no form. It's just pure godliness. He used to refer to godliness as above, Eben. They said because of that, when he would write this aspect of God, which is called Atzilut, it would be so emotional that he could not get any further than writing the first 2 letters. Atz, Aleph, Tzaddik, and then he would put a dash. Sometimes 3 letters out. And as what he would write, he was there. Right? When he was writing about it, he was actually there experiencing it. Okay. Now,